are the present national treasurer, right?
Yes, please.
So in your office as the national treasurer, can you tell us what three major challenges how do you speak or help solve or use that challenge?
Thank you very much, the chair. Yes, I think the union is a growing concern organization, though it's a non-profit organization, of course. When I came, I realized that one of the main challenge is our documentation and then the working papers when it comes to finance or accounting, in short. So I had to reshuffle. So I came with a new working paper with a new standards that actually gives the union a new image when it comes to accountability. So myself and the team, we realized that it is in the constitution for the treasurer. Yes, the first one is the working paper. The second one is the policy. See, the office of the treasurer, there is no policy document that guides its activities and how the officers can actually process for money. So I drafted a policy that will guide, and I handed over some of the documents to each of the officers. So it will guide them how or the various process they have to pass through so that the treasurer can process for funds for their activities. Thank you very much. Most of the policies, I presented it at our first Central Committee meeting. And I think Congress will present the documents there for final approval. But whatever that's in the policy, it is what is, as in, when you come to standard, that is the standard that will guide and it will assist them. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes. The last one is the dues collection. I realized that the relationship between the finance or the treasurer and management was down. Though the challenges is still there, but then it has been reduced compared to how it was. And I think even recently when we came to Kumasi, I had to engage the dean, and one of my bosses was there and he witnessed how myself and the dean engage each other. So then I know hopefully that challenge has been resolved now. So going forward, we'll not have that issue of dues collection when it comes to management trying to intimidate the RSRC for not paying dues to the union.
So, how are you going to build upon this? I mean, shape the narrative of the news.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'm speaking based on experience, on what I've experienced in the union. Recently, one of the director of finance engaged me when it comes to the retention that we are supposed to give to the ambassadors. So what we are going to do is that we are going to work on it so that anytime they are paying their dues, a percentage that has to be given to them by the union will be deducted automatically. I think that was the major challenge that the deans of students were having, and that was preventing them from committing to the union. So that policy is going to be implemented so that as soon as they pay, they know that they are going to get their kickback for their project, so they will quickly fast track the process for us.
So, tell the house what you have asked.
Thank you very much. I've actually served different positions from the SRC level up to the union. And I believe that per the experience and the information I've had so far, it deemed it necessary for me to go for the coordinating position, secretary position, so that I can equally put into place the various policies I have that I think, when implemented, can actually help in the smooth run of the union and also give the union its utmost recognition that it demands. And one of the objectives that actually inspired me was we resolving or bringing back the activism in the union. Recent times, if you look into the constitution, you realize that it is part of the activities or objectives of the union, but then we have actually relaxed that part. When students or our stakeholders come to their objectives or challenges, let me put it with their challenges, the union actually hasn't been taking concern of that. When we go for central committee meetings, they have to, all the institutions are supposed to present an institutional report of which their challenges are being discussed for the union to take it from there. But we can actually witness that we are not working on that, and it is actually disturbing or bringing down the trust people have in the union. So we are going to actually revive on that. And the second thing that also inspired me was that as a union, we are supposed to defend the rights of our stakeholders. Now, we have a challenge here. Gnuts cannot perform better than Gnuts, looking at our structure. But because Gnuts have actually relaxed on we defending the rights of our stakeholders, government thinks that we are not much interested in what our people deserve. So this time around, we are going to make sure that we do all we can to put that attraction back, or to get that attraction back from the government, so that they'll get to know that at the end of the period, it's technical institutions and their stakeholders who can actually bring change to this country. So we are going to actually fight for the rights of our stakeholders. Now, the third one that also inspired me was that Gnuts has a brand. Now, what are we going to do to make sure that we get that recognition? Press release and conferences has actually gone down when it comes to the union. And I also believe that as a leader, you have to be delegative. You have to be able to delegate and make sure that you monitor the activities of your people. So we are going to make sure that each officer are going to play their role. That is especially the public relation officer, so that we'll be able to get that public attraction, as in the recognition that the union needs. We are going to get it back. Now, Gnuts, as I said, is powerful than Gnuts if we are to go by our structure. So another point that also inspired me was that how can we get infrastructure or accommodative facilities on our various campuses? Now we have various stakeholders, the likes of GetFund, and now the government is working hard with the CTV, that is the CVET. But then they are not paying attention to the union, of which we are supposed to be the sole beneficiary from these stakeholders. So we are going to make sure we bring our alumni on board, then we will collaborate with these institutions so that we can get hostel facilities on our campuses. I know it's going to be a challenge, but as a leader, we must admit and accept challenges and make sure we get solutions to them. So we are going to make sure we work seriously to bring it to light.
Tension for which the union puts upon during students, and you and I know that there's tension in it. So as an office, I wish that office needs to mitigate or reduce this tension in the union.
Okay. Thank you very much. I think that is one of the major aspects as a coordinating secretary you are supposed to do. One, I have to make sure that NEC is really united. so that we give a focus to the administration. We know that this is what we are up to. And I believe if next we are united, the alumni front will definitely be able to get people who will back NEC to make sure we actually go straight to the point, as in the focus and the objective we want to achieve for that current year. So I believe that the first target as a leader is to make sure we unite NEC, and when we unite NEC, we'll be able to achieve our targets.
The reason why I'm asking this question, you know, we have a very farm board slot, all these things around there. And lack of youth not solving their external market policy is affecting the general student account of denying them presentation at the board. For the past 2 years, the revenues represent students on the board. Lack of our internal debate, the remaining secretary. How are you going to ensure that this will have the field to end of the national careers will have a representation on the board?
Okay. Thank you very much, the chair. This is a wonderful question. Yes, actually, I think when I made mention of the accommodation facilities, I made mention of GetFund. And this is the case, you mentioned it, we don't have a representative currently on the board, of which myself, when I joined Gnuts for the first meeting at Kumasi, I think that was a mini congress, they sworn in our representative, that is Honorable Joshua. Recently, when we came on power, we realized that we don't have any representative, of which I don't see why we are delaying, because even if there is an issue between parties, so far as the delegates have made a decision, for the sake of our students out there, we should have the person run so that we can get the benefit for the students. Past any other issue, whether internally or externally, are being under control. So for me, I believe that we can still make sure we have a representation on the board so that we can get the benefit back to our people. Then if there is any other issue to be resolved, we actually tackle it first, we get him served on the board.
People are doing that. We should appoint other alumni who are representatives of the board, whilst we say deal with the external issues. Do you support that, or do you think we should follow that and see sense to the board?
Okay. Thank you very much, Chair. As I said, I'm not an autocratic leader. I work with a team. So what I have to do is to let them understand the pros and cons and why going back to present an alumni, the person was not elected by the delegates. So if we appoint the alumni to present and he doesn't discharge his duties as the student expects, then here we can't blame the person. So I believe that the person that the students, as in the delegates, has actually elected, it means that they know what the person can do. That's why they elected the person. So for me, I believe we can still go by the presentation once we resolve the brouhaha behind the scene. Actually, this thing is one of the things. I think once a while I asked one of my people that with this issue, it is really affecting the image, because even GetFund as at now, I'm not sure they will respect us because they have served the letter. Then later, I'm saying it here because I'm a truthful person. I don't want to hide anything. When the letter came that we are going to sworn in our representative, that was okay. I felt like, okay, at least the students can now benefit. If there is going to be scholarship, if there is going to be study, because when we went to Dr. Leliman, they did make mention of they not having accommodation when it comes to GetFund. And there is even a structure that they started.
In case you are branded spectacle,
And as I was saying, the dean made mention of they not having accommodation facilities, and even there is a structure that they started, and the structure is uncompleted, and it is still there. The government hasn't actually said anything about it. So that even made me felt the pain that at least if we have a representation and we were able to even push for the union to get the structure done, at least it will be a name for us that we've been able to achieve this, and it was through the union and through the benefits we've had from GetFund. And now I think it is getting to 2 years now. If I am right, GetFund has been taking the benefit. I don't know where they are taking it to, but then we are not benefiting from it. And I'm not sure they have been able to help any of our students. So as it stands now, I don't believe we should go by alumni representation. We should go by what the then delegates decided. And if there is any issue to be discussed, then NEC will decide on it and present it to Central Committee.
So my last question for tonight for you is that as a president, it's always been a power struggle in the CS and the president. You and I can go through the meeting that the president, the market, the truth president, and then the other. When we be able to assume the power and the police secretary, I go to bridge the gap between the president and the power struggle.
Thank you very much, the chair. I believe that as a leader and being the coordinating secretary, you are like a father. That is why the constitution even clearly states that you have to be someone who has served in the union for a year. So you should have that wisdom and the unity spirit to make sure you unite all the executives between yourself and the president. If there is any issue, you bring it down, you discuss, you be on consensus, you make sure that you don't let this third party issue affect you, the coordinating secretary and the president. So I believe that as a leader, you are supposed to make sure there is unity, and if there is issue, you resolve it on time before any third party comes in. So to me, I am going to work with the president, and being the father of the permanent secretariat members, I will make sure that there is unity among us so that we can achieve our goals.
Aziz.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Chairman, how are you?
So I'm doing well.
You are the current president.
Yes, please.
Under the new constitution, section 5, finance and auditing, article 79, talks about auditing. When you handed over, when you give document as an auditing report from the previous administration.
Thank you very much, the chair. Please, I was not handed over with any auditing report.
You also check in your document for the past years, probably 2 or 3 years, have they been auditing?
Thank you very much, the chair. I've done my checks, and that is one of the challenges we have as a union. There hasn't been any audit report for the past years now. And if I am to add to what you've said, that is one of the main reasons why we had to come along with those policies and reshuffle the working papers so that we can make sure from our time going, we'll be having audit reports. So if I am right, the finance committee in my time started with a zero-based budget by coming up with a new and a fresh activities outline so that from our time going, the union will have a good name and it will have a good account.
So you are indeed saying that under this chapter or this article that states that the percentage tonight was when the union accounts are audited by external auditors, in which people have occupied certificates, have been given huge sums of money, and those officers have left without being audited. And the union have not taken any action against those people by teaching this constitution what it takes to exist.
Okay. Thank you very much, the chair. Yes, I think our recent congress at Sunyani,